Hey guys, Iceluslol here, and today we're bringing you an Annie mid game. This is Variably on Annie, and this is a Silver 1 Oceanic game. So for mid lane, you've got Katarina on the enemy team versus the Annie player that we're spectating. Basically, this matchup is kind of annoying because Katarina can infinitely spam you, and you have mana. But I like that the Annie player is, you know, putting down some harass and not letting Katarina just boss her around. That's great. And now you've got the stun up, so you can kind of, you know, bully her out of like a minion or two, hopefully. One thing I would say is I would try to use your potions because you've done more harass to Katarina, and potions are more valuable the earlier you use them. So basically, like, your health bar is like a resource, and if you use a health potion, and even if you are about to be full, you can just step up, and if she wants to throw a dagger at you and miss a minion, that's fine. But now she, let's see, you've got a couple minions on her, but I would keep the pressure up on her right now. So you had your stun there. I would have used my stun on Katarina and then stepped up and used Incinerate, sorry. You could have stunned her with Disintegrate and then stepped up, attacked, and then used Incinerate to get that last hit and to hit Katarina again as well. So when your stun is up, you want to be considering, you know, using it to harass. And especially because the way Annie's Q works now is the mana cost is completely refunded and half the cooldown if Disintegrate kills the minion. So like you have full mana right now, so you could be spamming even harder. Okay, good, that's great. You could have attacked once there too, but that was really good that you did that. So yeah, since you have so much mana and you have the mana refund on Disintegrate, you can pretty much farm infinitely. So yeah, just I'd like to see you use, you know, a little bit more spell harass on Katarina. That's all. There you go, just like that. Perfect. And you got the attack in that time too. That's really important because like you have 56 damage on your attack. Every time you combo, if you get one attack in, that's 56 more damage, right? And over time, that adds up. So there were a few attacks you could have gotten in with your combos, but that's okay. In general, doing pretty well. This lane is tough, like once she hits 6 though, because she can basically read your stun and how many stacks you have of Pyromania, and then she can, you know, choose to only go in like that, for instance, and ult you when your stun is down. So it can be tricky, for sure. But at the same time, you do so much burst damage that if you just stun her, you can possibly outright kill her. Another thing I would say is I haven't played Annie in like months and months, but I think that maxing Incinerate is better because you have wave push potential, and Disintegrate basically, since it costs no mana and the cooldown is cut in half when you last hit with it, you don't really need to max it. That's more of like an advanced thing, but like if you need to max Disintegrate to last hit, that's fine. But if you don't, then I would suggest maxing Incinerate because you can push the wave with that. Like if you max that really fast, you can just one-shot the whole wave, which gives you options. You can push them in a tower, you can push in roam, you can push into a blue buff and not miss anything. Okay, Jack's ganked you and you backed up. Yeah, so that's something to consider, but if you need to level up Disintegrate to, you know, get farm, then don't worry about it. Something to consider for the future, though. And we're off. Nice. That was great. Like, that's pretty much what you need to do to Katarina. You just have to boss her around. Like, don't take any shit from her. I really like that you did that. You're getting a lot of free damage from this tower. I'd like to see you go back, though. It looks like... Okay, good. You're recalling on a warp, but it doesn't matter. So you're going straight for Void Staff? I don't know what you're building, but I guess we're going to find out. So this is great that you warded. The only thing I would say differently, you're going to get blue buff, is when you place a pink ward in this brush on purple side, put it back here instead of up here, because if you put it back here, if they spot it with a ward, they have to step up further to get it, and that means it's easier for you guys to kill them or catch them out. So that's just a small thing. Katarina's roaming, so you have Tibbers. So, I mean, you pretty much pushed her out of this lane. Oh, wow. Nara just killed Katarina. Awesome. So, oh, I think you should have roamed bot, because if you look at them, look how far up they are. Like, this is like easy kills all day. Looks like you are, but you're going the long way. Long way is pretty good usually, but in this case, I would have just ran straight down river. They were so pushed up. I understand you want to get this tower, but you didn't even get the tower, so it's like, you know, if the tower had a few hundred more hit points, it really wouldn't matter. I don't think that's that big of a deal. And you could have run bot and definitely got 1 kill, I'm pretty sure, because they're so pushed up, if not 2, because you had Tibbers. So, something to consider in the future, especially in that case when Katarina roamed and died. That's like really bad for her team, because she, you know, not only is not getting experience in gold mid, she failed a gank. So you want to try to follow up and take advantage of that as much as possible. Okay, so you got Tibbers down, but I think ulting Lucian would have been better. It's tough to say. I mean, killing Jax is great, but looks like it worked out. Okay, good. It worked out for you guys. It's a tough call there. I mean, ulting the first person you see as Annie and getting Tibbers out for more damage is probably smarter. Okay, so it looks like you did finish Morelos. I don't know why you got a blasting wand though. It seems kind of random. Oh, and you had no Tibbers. Yeah, no Tibbers. That sucks. Yeah, when you have no Tibbers, you gotta basically like back up and give them a little more space. But I don't know why you got the blasting wand. I would have just I mean, it didn't matter because you bought the blasting wand and your next back you have Morelos. But like in a situation where like you're, you know, the goal's a little bit tighter, I would just buy the Morelos pieces if that's what you're going for. So just so you can ensure you finish it on time. Like I said, it didn't matter this game, but it could in the future. Looks like you're roaming top with Tibbers up. You gotta go on Jax here, he sees you, yeah. Get him, Tibbers. Okay, yeah, that sucks. Because like you didn't land any attacks on him because he used Counter-Strike, and Tibbers didn't either. I would have just, like, since you already committed to ulting, like, I would have just made up my mind and ulted him earlier, like when he wasn't in the brush, because if you had ulted him when he wasn't in the brush, he wouldn't have been able to Counter-Strike. He would have been instantly stunned, and you could have maybe killed him. Oh, get her. Oh, you live. Nice. Very nice. And you got the tower. Good job. Good roaming. Like, good pressuring people. So I guess you got lucidity boots for the CDR? Probably, yeah. It's okay. I think that's fine if you're trying to hit cap CDR. I don't think you really need cap CDR on Annie, but it's fine. I would have liked Sork boots, I think, just for the increased burst damage. Because Annie's just all about bursting and hitting someone as hard as she possibly can on her first rotation. I don't think lucidity boots, since she's such short range, I don't think that they're super strong with her kit. But I mean, cooldown reduction is useful in everyone. It's just that Annie has a higher probability of dying compared to other mages because she's such short range. But having CDR for more Tibbers is like really good. So can't really argue with more Tibbers. So that was really good. You basically followed up. You got the flash Tibbers there. That was good. That's like what Annie does best. If like there's a situation where things are even or people are running away or whatever, you just flash Tibbers, stun everyone, and start wrecking face. Like that's really good. That's one of the best things that she contributes as a character. Looks like you're going for Rabadons next, which is really good. You're gonna back off as Katarina's here. You're gonna recall. Oh, Hourglass. Yeah, Hourglass is actually really smart. I really like Hourglass on Annie because Tibbers does so much damage that, and since Annie's short range, she has a propensity to die faster, even with her Molten Shield thing. So like, I really like Hourglass because you can do your first round of abilities, and then when Tibbers is out, you can just sick him on someone, and then you can Hourglass. Like if someone's focusing you and you stay alive for 2.5 more seconds. When Tibbers can be like attacking and burning people. Oh my god, you're gonna get oh, you almost cut away there. That was a really nice stun, the double stun. And then yes, the Hourglass like actually synergizes with her kit extremely well in my opinion, because it shores up her weakness of like dying really fast, and it's kind of like Heimerdinger, where if you use Zhonya's and your turrets can still hit people. Same thing with Annie, except it's a giant bear, burns people. So you've got Tibbers, you've got Hourglass, you've got 2 full items plus a blasting one, so you're ready to rock. Pretty much want to wait for Nar's Rage Gene and then see if we can tower dive, probably. And you have Flash, too. So it looks like the fight's going down. You don't have Pyromania, though. And you didn't use Tibbers. Oh, you did use Tibbers. The freaking tooltip is bugged. Okay, so that was really good, though. Even though... maybe you did have Pyromania. Spectator could be bugged. But regardless, like, that was really good. And you use Zhonya's to the max effect. Like, as soon as they focus you, you use Zhonya's, and it just wastes their time, and it forces them to like refocus on someone else and like reposition, and it breaks their concentration. So it's really good. It'd be good if you guys did Dragon, but it looks like you're gonna recall. Definitely could have got a free Dragon there for sure, but it looks like they're gonna get Dragon, so that's a mistake. Not saying there's anything you could have done specifically for that, but maybe ping Sinjao to like go to Dragon or something. So basically now you want to be grouping bot for the most part. Oh well, Thresh wanted to die. Yeah, going bot would be the best bet because you can take that inner tower, and it looks like you have the right idea. So you're with Kale now. Oh, okay, Kale was really early. So your team is not here, but they killed 2 people, so worth. And it looks like Nar's going to split push, so all you have to do is not die to them, because they have 3 bot. So they rotated away, you recalled. I would just basically like to see you group up with team now and just try to like get picks with Tibbers. And... oh, goodbye Lucian. Yeah, pretty much if you ever catch Lucian out, he's just dead. Like... you have Tibbers and stun, Lucian is just dead. Like, Quicksilver Sash doesn't even save you against Annie because you're not. It's not that you're CC'd. You just die. So one thing you didn't do there was you didn't issue a command to Tibbers when you were Zhonya's. So he just stood there. Like he was still burning on people, but he wasn't attacking people, like smacking people. So you want to issue an attack command for Tibbers. As soon as you activate Zhonya's. And for me, I do Alt right click, and I think that makes him attack. Yeah, holding the Alt key. Yeah. But you can, they change it so you can just reactivate the ability to control Tibbers, I think. So you can just press R if that's more comfortable for you. Okay, that was a little bit of an early Zhonya's. Yeah. See, like, I think she baited you with her W, like her spin. You want to use it when she uses Death Lotus, her ultimate. So that's something you can look out for. It's kind of like a mind games thing, like you got to be quick with your button press, but at the same time it's pretty important. Because like if you had Hourglass or ult there, I don't think she would have been able to kill you. Because you were like the only person she ulted, so. Holy Bear is tanky, but not tanky enough. The better bear wins. Oh. Your team is just murdering everyone. Gnar is too tanky. Turns into big Gnar for Katarina. Gets any resets. GG. I assume they surrender right now. Or you just kill the Nexus. Either way, this game is over. I'm going to go to your questions. And what do you got for me? You said you would like me to go over just general ways you can improve. You feel like you can't control your mana very well during the laning phase. Also, what do you look out for team fights and positioning in general? Okay, so let's skip to the mana and laning phase. So basically, as we talked about Annie's kit, when you kill something with Disintegrate, it refunds the entire mana cost and half of the cooldown. That's a really, really important part of her kit. And I saw you miss a bunch of last hits with Disintegrate, and it's just really punishing early. because you just lose out on so much mana, and half of the cooldown can be relevant as well. So that's something you want to practice. Like, that's something that you can actually benefit from going into a bot game. Like, sometimes I'll warm up in a bot game on ADC where I just like last hit things, and like Annie's kind of the same way, sort of, like, because you gotta be good with Disintegrate. So I would just go into bot games and like do that. And like I said earlier in the game, if you're having problems farming, you can max Disintegrate, which you were doing anyway. So that's pretty much what I would say about that. So yeah, you want to try to like hit every single one. Obviously, you're not going to hit every single one, but you know, every one that you land is an extra bit of mana that you can use to harass. So it makes a big difference in your lane phase. So, you know, I would take like 5-10 minutes before you play for the day and just go into a custom game and only last hit with Disintegrate. That's what I would say about that. What else could you improve on? I mean, you played pretty well in lane phase. I would say that the big mistake you made in lane was when Katarina went top and she died to Gnar, which is like, that's just a gift. Like, that's not going to happen every time. You should have 100% left mid and gone bot, because Lucian and Thresh were pushed up and they were like here, like attacking the tower. You could have killed both of them, I'm pretty sure. So that's one thing. Like, it didn't matter this game, but like in a really close game, that could matter. Like, getting a free double kill is like a big deal on the bot lane, and that you could have snowballed that into Dragon maybe, right? Or taking the bot tower, because you had Tibbers up. Like, the thing about Annie is, like, if you get kills and you're alive, and that means Tibbers is alive, like, Tibbers hits things. Like, he has an auto attack. Like, he can tank Dragon, he can tank towers, like, he can attack towers. Like, he's really good for pushing and taking objectives. So that's another thing you want to think about with Annie is, like, if you can get into a position where you can score some kills and go for an objective, like, you can take the objectives really early compared to someone else just because of Tibbers. That's something else to be aware of. In general, just like the Zhonya stuff that we talked about, you know, having Tibbers attack someone before you Zhonya, so otherwise he just stands there and doesn't do anything. That's a lot of damage you are potentially missing out on. And then also your build, like, buying the blasting one was fine because it didn't really matter, but I would say just, you know, buy the Morello's pieces first, like buy the codex, you know. That way you can finish it. You can guarantee you finish the item earlier, because let's say you came back in lane and you got ganked and died and you lost a whole bunch of minions to the tower and stuff, and you didn't continue getting a lot of farm, you might not have had Morello's on your next back. So that's just an example. But other than that, I think, let's see, what else? Oh, team fights. I mean, I'd say you played team fights pretty well. You know, you looked for opportunities to ult as many people as possible. I think that was all pretty good, and your positioning in general was pretty good. Could have been a little bit better. I think you got jumped on a little bit too early sometimes, but you had Zhonya, so, you know, you kind of alleviated that a lot for your team, so that was really good. And you drew attention, which is good. And that's all I got for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. If you hit the subscribe button above my head that's going to pop up, you'll get an email every time a new video is published. Stay frosty.